Greetings and salutation. My name is Winnie Nyambong. I'm going to present the introduction of cryptology and its application in real life. The term cryptology is derived from the Greek, which crypto is cryptos, which mean hidden, while logy in Greek is logos, which mean word. From the term itself, this cryptology field imposes all aspects of secret codes. This cryptology has two subfields, which are cryptography is something related with developing and implementing codes, while cryptanalysis will focuses on how to break the codes. Next, we will look into the crypto system, where the process of cryptography is secure. Before that, let us explore the terms that have been used in this crypto system. The first one is plaintext. Plaintext is when the original message that is to be securely transmitted, while the ciphertext is when once the message has been converted to a coded form. The process of turning the plaintext into the ciphertext is called cipher or encryption method. When the process of turning the ciphertext back into the plaintext that will be received by the receiver is called encryption method. These methods require a key processors used to both encrypt and decrypt messages. There are two types of keys. The first one is private keys, where either the same key is used for encryption and decryption, or knowing one key will allow you to find the other, and only the sender and intended recipient can have access to the key. While the second one is key codes, where anyone can have access to the encryption key, and they still will not be able to figure out the decryption key. The basic process in crypto system can be illustrated as this flow map shown. So the first step is when the sender and intended receiver agree on an encryption method and exchange keys if necessary. The next step is the message is encrypted using the chosen encryption method and key. This converts the plaintext to ciphertext. The third step is when the ciphertext is transmitted to the intended receiver. The last step in basic process in crypto system is when the receiver encrypts the ciphertext using the key and obtains the plaintext. Next, we move on to the application of cryptology in real life. So the first one is online banking. Nowadays, online banking really important as a medium for our online money transaction. To ensure that our money are securely transferred, encryption is used to protect conventional transaction data such as our account number and the transaction amounts. The second one is our mobile application, WhatsApp. The encryption in WhatsApp really important to ensure the confidentiality and integrity, and also helps in achieving the other security goals, namely authentication and non-repudiation. The third one is VPN, or virtual private network. It enables us to truly browse privately so that it can keep all of our browsing activities and our IP address private and anonymous. The last one is SIM card authentication. The SIM card authentication is needed to decide whether or not the SIM may access the networks. A random number is generated by the operator and is sent to the mobile service. That is all for the introduction and application in real life of cryptology. Now we proceed to the next part.
Good day everyone, my name is Valika and my matrix number is B201910895515. I will be presenting about Cipher and examples of Cipher. I start with the introduction to Cipher. Cipher is named after the Roman Emperor Julius Caesar. He used this method to contact his military generals in the battle by sending a message. This method of encryption and decryption uses a shift cipher. This is a monoalphabetic cipher. This means that each letter in the message is replaced with another letter of the alphabet. I move on to the explanation. The first step is we start by writing out the alphabet as normal. Then we must decide on an amount to shift the alphabet. This is known as our key. So let's use a key of 4. Now think of the letter A normally being at position 0 of the alphabet, no shift. Like this. Then shift our starting point, which is A, to be positioned at position 4. Like this. Now fill in the rest of the alphabet until you get to the end. Yeah. Now go back to the start and fill in the last letters, which you are not filling at the previous step. So it will be like this. Essentially, the alphabet wraps around. Now using Cipher, encode or encrypt a simple message. So let's use the message hello. So start by finding the letter H in the top row of our cipher. Then look at the bottom shifted row to see what the encrypted value will be. So let's find H. So here is the H, and at the bottom shifted row we can find D. So the encrypted value for H is D. Now do this for each of the letters in the message hello. So we will get the encrypted is DAHHK. So we have encrypted hello into this. If we receive the encrypted message DAHHK, we will need the key to decrypt it. So let's use a key of 4. For decryption, start by finding the letter D in the bottom encrypted row of our cipher. Then look at the top to see what the decrypted value will be. So let's see. We find the D first. Here is the D. At the top row, we can see H. So we should fill in H here. The decrypted value for D is H. Now do this for each of the letters in the message DAHHK. So we have decrypted this one into hello. Now I'm gonna present about the examples of Cipher. I start with the encryption. Isabella and her friends went camping to a nearby forest. It was Isabella's birthday that day, thus her friends organized a surprise birthday celebration for Isabella. They wanted to celebrate Isabella's birthday at the lake nearby the camping area. They planned to create a secret code to guide Isabella to the lake at midnight. help them to create the code. The following is a message that needs to be changed as a secret code. They wanted to use a key of 3. So this is a message where something comfortable and neat is arrayed. So for this, we should start by writing out the alphabet as normal at the top row, like this. Then we should fill in the cipher text at the bottom rows, like this. Then, since the key is 3, we should move 3 bottom cipher text across like this. Then, the remaining cipher text will move to the left. So, the table will look like this after the shifting process. Now, using the Caesar cipher, encrypt a simple message. Start by finding the letters in the top row of our cipher, then look at the bottom shifted row to see what the encrypted value will be. So, we start with W. So, here is a W, and as we can see, at the bottom shifted row, we can see Z. So, we should write it here. Then we should do this for each and every alphabet that we can find in this message. So, we have encrypted where something comfortable and neat is laid into this message. Next, I move on to the description. The next day, Isabella and her friends wanted to take treasure hunt before going home. One of Isabella's friends, Anna, hid all the items at different locations and told her friends to search for it. She also gave a piece of paper consisting of a secret message to each of them as a guidance. Everyone knows how to decrypt it, except Isabella. Help her to decrypt the message so that she can win the game. So this is the message, and it says here that we should use the key of 3. So since the key is 3, we can use the same table for the from the encryption question, the undergo shifting process. So this is the table. Now, using Caesar cipher, decrypt a simple message. Start by finding the letters in the bottom encrypted row of our cipher. Then look at the top row to see what the decrypted value will be. So we start with the letter V. So here is the letter V, and as we can see at the top row, it is stated that it is S. So we should write it in here. And we should follow this method for the remaining letters in the message, in the encrypted message. So we have decrypted this message into search under the rock with infinity symbol, this message. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi, my name is Aisyah Syakir binti Asri. My metric number is D201910894999. For the second example of Kiss Give Her is, Amin was kidnapped and he want to send a secret code to her family. Amin decided to use a key of 7. He want to send to her family is help me. So the solution is, by using mathematical description, we need the table with the plain text, numerical representation, encrypt as M plus E mode 26, and lastly is Cipher text. For the plain text, we got H, E, L, P, M, and E. And for numerical representation, for H is 7, E is 4, L is 11, P is 15, M is 12, and E is 4. For encrypt as M plus E mode 26, we know that E is equal to 7. So 7 plus 7 is 14, 4 plus 7 is 11, 11 plus 7 is 18, 15 plus 7 is 22, 12 plus 7, 19, 4 plus 7, 11. So the Cipher text for help me is OLSWTL. After a few minutes, Amin retrieved the Cipher text that used a key of 4, which is TSPMGIMWGSQMRK. And for this thing, we use the same method as before, but the inverse one. So we need a table with Cipher text, numerical representation, described as C plus D mode 26, and the plain text. For numerical representation, for T is 19, S is 18, P is 15, M is 12, G is 6, I is 8, M is 12, W is 22, G is 6, S is 18, Q is 16, M is 12, R is 17, and K is 10. So for describe as C plus D mode 26, we know that E is equal to 4, so D is equal to negative 4 mode 26. So we got D is equal to 22. So for describe as C plus D mode 26 for 19 is 19 plus 22 mode 26 is equal to 15. 18 plus 22 mode 26 is equal to 14. 15 plus 22 mode 26 is equal to 11. 12 plus 22 mode 26 is equal to 8. 6 plus 22 mode 6 is equal to 2. 8 plus 22 mode 26 is equal to 4. 12 plus 22 mode 6 is equal to 8. 22 plus 22 mode 26 is equal to 18. 6 plus 22 mode 26 is equal to 2. 18 plus 22 mode 6 is equal to 14. 16 plus 22 mode 26 is equal to 12. 12 plus 22 mode 26 is equal to 8. 17 plus 22 mode 26 is equal to 13. And lastly, 10 plus 22 mode 26 is equal to 6. So we can conclude that the plain text that Amin got is police is coming.
Hi, I'm Nurmalisa binti Iskandar. My metric number is D201910899540. So I'm going to present the introduction of Affine Cipher and its example for encrypted and decrypted. Introduction of Affine Cipher. The affine cipher is a type of monoalphabetic substitution cipher, wherein each letter of alphabet is mapped to its numerical equivalent. It can be encrypted by mathematical function and can be converted back to a letter. The affine cipher is generalization of the shift cipher that provides a little bit more security. Affine cipher applies multiplication and addition to each character using the function ex equals to ax plus b mod m, where x is numerical of the letter in the plaintext, m is numbers of letter in the plaintext alphabet, and a and b is key for the cipher, and ex is result of transformation. So we can use this function to find the encrypted for affine cipher, while for decrypted we can use the function dx equals to a inverse times with x minus b mod m. We can use the encoding table to find out the numerical equivalent that map to the alphabet, and we can find out the numerical value for an inverse. For example, the numerical value for a is 0, while when we have an inverse such as -1, the numerical value is 25. Now let's take a look at the example of affine cipher for encrypted. Kamal noticed that his friend has logged in his online banking account without his permission, so he decided to change his password with the strong one. What Kamal can do is change his password, the encrypted one, where his new password is stay safe. So we need to encrypt the password stay safe using the key pair 5-3. So for the solution is, we need to use the function ex equals to ax plus b mod m. Substitute the value of a, b, and m, we will get ex equals to 5x plus 3 mod 26. Next is we need to write down the plaintext, which is staysafe. Next is we need to find the numerical of the letter, which is x. So by looking our encoding table, we can get the numerical value for letter S is 18, T is 19, A is 0, Y is 24, F is 5, and E is 4. Next is we need to substitute the value of x into 5x plus 3. So S will be 93, T will be 98, A will be 3, Y will be 123, F will be 28, and E will be 23. Next is we need to substitute the value of 5x plus 3 into 5x plus 3 mod 26. So S will be 15, T will be 20, A will be 3, Y will be 19, F will be 2, and E will be 23. So actually, 5x plus 3 mod 26 is the remainder when we divide 5x plus 3 mod 26. Last step is we need to change the numerical value of the letter into the ciphertext. By looking again to our encoding table, we can get that numerical value for 15 is referred to ciphertext P. 20 is U, 3 is D, 19 is T, 15 is P, 3 is D, 2 is C, 23 is X. So the ciphertext is PUDD-PDCX. Now let's take a look at the example of affine cipher for decrypted by using the same situation. Kamal's friend still have a bad intention to him. His friend tried to find out the code that Kamal used as his password in order to log in again into Kamal's account. Show how Kamal's friend decrypt his password PUDD-PDCX. So we need to decrypt the password using the same key pair, which is 5-3. So the solution is we need to use the function dx equals to a inverse times with x minus b mod m. Substitute the value of a, b, and m, we will get dx equals to 5 inverse times with x minus 3 mod 26. To find the inverse, which is 5 inverse, we need to use the Euclidean algorithm. So the first step is to find the GCD 26, 5, which is it equals to 1. And it follows that 1 is equals to 26 minus 5 times 5. So 26 here is actually 26 times 1. So anything that multiply with 26 will be 0 because 26 divided by 26 will get to 0. So 1 is equals to -5 times with 5. Hence, the inverse of 5 is -5. By looking at the encoding table, we can get the numerical value for the inverse, which is -5 is 21. So the function will be 21 times x minus 3 mod 26. So the next step is just like the same as the affine cipher for encrypted, but it is vice versa. So first thing first, we need to write down the ciphertext, which is PUDD-PDCX, and find the numerical value of the letter, which is x. So numerical value of letter P is 15, U is 20, D is 3, T is 19, C is 2, and X is 23. Next is we need to subtract the value of X with 3. So P is 12, U is 17, D is 0, T is 16, C is 25, and X is 20. Next is we need to substitute the value of X minus 3 into 21 times X minus 3. So for P is 252, U is 357, D is 0, T is 336, C is 525, and X is 420. And next is we need to substitute the value of 21 times x minus 3 into 21 times x minus 3 mod 26. So for P, we will get 18, U is 19, D is 0, T is 24, C is 5, and X is 4. So actually the value of 21 x minus 3 mod 26 is the remainder when you divided 21 times x minus 3 with 26. And the value for 21 times x minus 3 mod 26 is actually the new numerical value of letter. So by looking at the encoding table, we get that the numerical value for 18 is plaintext for S, and 19 is T, 0 is A, 24 is Y, C is F, and X is E. So the plain text, we will get stay safe, which is the original password of Kamal.